Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, where we're taking a look at Transformers Titans Returns Gnarl, the Sharkticon. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys, the Sharkticons never really appealed to me too much, both in the toy line and in the original cartoon show. Yes, I did think they were a force to be reckoned with, and you knew that they were going to be able to tear apart any Autobot or Decepticon they were able to sink their teeth into. But they were all kind of just the same and a little boring. They didn't have real personalities to them. And as far as the toy goes, from what I can remember and what I've seen at conventions, the robot mode was kind of ugly. I think it actually earned the title as ugliest action figure. It was boring, big, fat, and clunky, and the only mode that really appealed to you was the actual Sharkticon Beast mode, as it were. And if I had that guy, I probably would keep him in that form. However, this little guy, since he's been updated, I will say that I really enjoy the bot mode on this guy, just as much as the actual Sharkticon mode, which we'll get to a little bit later. I love all the little sculpting on this guy, the little detailing in his paneling, the nice hints of pastel and purple colors just help really pop. Normally I'm not a fan of these particular types of pink on my Transformers just because it doesn't really help disguise them when they're in their vehicle mode, but he doesn't have a vehicle mode, and it does actually, it harkens back to that Generation 1 look to me, and that's what I really like. I also really like the head sculpt on this guy. It has a nice blend, or an updated look, but yet still maintaining that kind of cartoony G1 style. He's a little flat on the back though, just because of how this little fin will actually fold up in on himself, which is really weird because it could actually go all the way around down like this, and I'm not really sure why they have that. It almost seems like he should have had a third mode to become some sort of weapon, but I'm not really quite sure, and I haven't figured out what I could do with that. Another weird thing too is that I don't know if you can see all the little detailing in here, but there's actually sculpted detail right on the inside of this guy, so that's almost like the equivalent of painting the underside of the cabinet drawers, if you will. He does have a pretty good range of articulation. You can see his arms on a nice little ball joint right here. However, they do get a little bit loose because these also act as the legs in his Sharkticon mode, and in transformation they can pop off kind of easily. He has a nice ball joint for the bicep, no wrist articulation. Ball joint for the hips, however, because of the way his body is sculpted, it does get in the way and lack a certain bit of movement, so you can't like get his leg out at a kind of weird angle like that. It could go out to the side, forward and back, but that's pretty much about it. He also has a little bit of a knee bend, and yeah, that's it. These little arms for his Beast mode or Sharkticon mode can move as well, but we'll get into that later. I also really like how there's just these little bit of toesies poking out right there. The only weapon that he comes with is this weird little mace that he has. It's not actually a gun, so he can't really fire at anybody. He can just kind of clobber and bludgeon people to death. Although I guess if you are a Quintesson, you don't really want to have your too many of your guards have weapons that they could shoot at you. If they ever decide to rebel, you can kind of get away from a bludgeoning device a little bit easier. Oh, I also like the little Decepticon logo right here on his chest. Now this guy is pretty short compared to some of the other Transformers, so yeah, he's not going to seem like too much of a threat in this mode. But if you are going to army build him, which I suggest because after all in the original cartoon show they had legions of these guys just all out attacking the Autobots and Decepticons. So yeah, I'm probably going to pick up one or two more of these guys. Now transforming him into his Beast mode or Sharkticon mode. I keep wanting to call him a Beast because he doesn't really have a alt vehicle mode. We're going to take his little gun or weapon off first, rotate his head all the way around like so. We're going to move this back, flip this up. Next we're going to take his legs and take the front part of his face and move that around like so to cover up where his toes were. Then take his legs, fold them up like this, snap both of them together, and there's going to be some little tabs right in here. You can kind of snap these things together too, so hopefully you can see that. And you got these two little tabs right here that are going to face right in here. Oh, gotta get that right up there. Yeah, push his head down a little bit more right there, move that part down. Then we're going to take his legs, move those back like so. It's good to kind of grab right at the ball joint because if you grab anywhere else it's going to pop off. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention earlier is he also has these little holes down here, so you can actually attach his little mace down like this if you still want to have him hold a gun. Yeah, I almost forgot that part. Get that part out. Rotate this down. Rotate his legs around so he's kind of having this digigrade look to his legs. Take his little fin, move that all the way back up. Yeah, this is weird. I don't really understand why this part goes right here if there's supposed to be some other weapon that he's supposed to turn into like a giant claw or something. Take his gun and you're going to see that there's little slots right here that'll fit right in there. So there you go. And there you have him. He's now in his little Sharkticon mode. And this guy's actually really Well, he's kind of fierce just because of all those teeth, but he's also really adorable. Yeah, there's just something about his little size. He is a little front heavy, so you just got to kind of position his legs to where they're in a good spot to where he'll stand up on his own. He's about the size of a tennis ball, and you can see that, yeah, he gets even a little bit shorter, almost kind of the equivalent of a pet. But like I said earlier, if you have a bunch of these guys, then it's going to probably look a little bit more menacing. Now, he does have little holes right here, so you can actually plug a Titan's Return character. Let me take a Scourge right here and put him right in there. If I can get his little legs right in there, it doesn't always want to fit. So you can get a little Titan Return guy in there and just fold it up, and it's not going to want to stay, but you get the idea. You can get a little Titan's Return guy in there, and almost like he's supposed to be in there piloting it, although I don't really understand why you would want to pilot it from the inside of a sharkticon. So yeah, that's kind of weird. Or I guess it could be like he's actually eating them. All in all, I would say that Gnarl here is actually a really good action figure, and like I said, you're probably going to want to army build this guy. So as soon as these guys come out officially, I'm going to just get a whole bunch of them. Anyways, this has been a look at Transformers, Titans Returns, Gnarl the Sharkticon. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.